Good afternoon, everybody. Today's video is going to be over the importance of how we should eat and what the body is in order to receive healing from the foods that we eat. Now, first, we have to understand that the body is made up of cosmic organic matter. Therefore, in order for the body to receive any type of healing, it must be fed cosmic organic matter. So, what does that mean? The food sources that we eat must be electric because the body is electric. It cannot heal or have a chemical affinity if it comes from a dead source. Now, some of you may be asking, what is a dead source versus what a live source is? A live source means that the foods you eat must be alkali foods. Why is it important? Because alkali foods create electricity in the body. Why is that important? Because your body's electric. Just like when you walk across the carpet or you have some type of friction and you touch something and then you get that static shock, that's because the body is made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, excuse me. So, if you start to feed it dead sources, which are things like meat proteins, that comes from a dead source, which is meat. Meat creates what we call uric acid. Uric acid is mainly found in pork and red meat. So a lot of your problems that you're experiencing is the uric acid. Second component would be carbonic acid. Carbonic acid is starch. When it gets into the bloodstreams, it turns into starch. So if you eliminate those two things, your body begins to heal. Now, why I'm saying this is because, remember, if you're sick, you need the body to heal. Now, if your body's relatively healthy, you can eat meat every so often. You should eliminate, however, pork altogether. That is the most dangerous food on the planet. Pork, I know many of us was raised with it, but I'm sorry to tell you, it's horrible for you. Red meat, limited to once a week. Other than that, you can have fish, chicken, turkey. Now, what this does is once it gets into the bloodstream, and then once it gets into the body and it goes into the intestines to get broken down, you have a lot of partially undigested foods that have not been broken down. So if you keep adding those foods to the body when it's sick, your body will never heal. Example, many of you are looking for weight loss, weight loss, weight loss. You have anywhere between 5 to 8 pounds of undigested red meat in your system. So now you try all these fad diets and all these things, but the minute you step away from it, it returns right back. Or you have a hard time, you've plateaued because you can't lose any further weight. It's because you haven't gotten rid of the undigested foods in your system. That's weighing you down and you're adding it to it. We have to understand, when the gut is healthy, the body is healthy. Because we are cosmic organic matter, our waste, meaning when we go to the bathroom, should be odorless. I should be able to, I know some of this may gross some of you out, but if I was to use the restroom and I put the feces in my hand, I can wave it in front of you, under your nostrils, you should not be able to smell it. Why? Because the body recognizes it as a clean source. It will never have a smell. Now, when you start eating things like carbonic acid, and you start eating uric acid, which is meat, this is why when you go to the bathroom sometimes, it has a strong odor, strong enough to run you out. That's because the body is rejecting it. We have to get back on track. Every living being and every living creature on this earth has a specific diet. Somewhere along the lines, I don't know when, but man decided to eat outside its diet. When you do this, it creates a host of all kind of illnesses and diseases to set in. The human body is not designed to be sick like it is. But the reason it's sick like it is for the matter you're eating things that it's not meant for you to eat, such as pork, such as starch. Starch does not occur in nature. From any food in nature, there is no starch. It is a man-made filler. Now, understanding that, when we talk about having waste that should not stink whatsoever, let's put it this way. You remember that plant explosion that happened a few years back, maybe 10, 15 years ago in West Texas? And it was a plant that was used for storage of feces. It became so volatile that it exploded. It shook the entire town. Your waste that is excreted from your body is meant to go back into the ground so it can refurbish and replenish the earth. It is a compost. It is something that is a fertilizer. But now, because of the way we eat, our feces is so toxic you can make a bomb out of it. That should never happen. Your feces should be able to go into that ground. You could basically put it on your plants and in your garden and all these things, and it should make it grow better. But now, because your body is so full of toxicity, it will kill it. It becomes unstable. It becomes violent. And when it becomes violent, because of all the toxicity, you can use it as a bomb. Because, like I keep saying, we're cosmic organic matter, feed it as such. If you want the body to heal itself, eliminate meats, eliminate starch. Once your body gets better to a healthier state, then you can entertain meat. But you cannot continue to put toxicity on top of toxicity and think that the body's going to heal. It doesn't work that way. We should eat alkali foods. We should drink plenty of fresh juices. We should drink plenty of spring water. We should have grains like quinoa, farro, spelt, instead of rice, potatoes, corn. We should not be eating bread. If you want to eat bread, make sure it's a rye bread with no starch. Good luck finding it. Maybe at a Jewish bakery you can find it. If you're going to eat meat, lamb is okay. Red meat is okay every once in a while. But that should only be when the body's restored to a healthier state. So if you want your body to come out of that state, you must feed it properly. Eat your mustard greens, your collard greens. Eat your all your seeded squashes, all your fruits that are seeded. But you cannot eat vegetables that are hybrid, because hybridized food makes the body overproduce sugars, insulins, and it starts to rob the minerals out of your bones. Now, you may wonder, well, my ancestors ate like this, and my grandmother lived to be a long life. The food wasn't tainted then. And secondly, did she or he actually live a long life healthy? The human body's not designed to die that sick. You should be able to live to be 80, 90 years old, 70, 80, 90 years old, and just die. Not where you're in a wheelchair, you're on ventilators, you're on oxygen machines. You can barely walk, you need assistance to get around. That's not living. The body's telling you it's rejecting what you're doing. You should not be 300 pounds, 200 pounds. The reason you are is because you're eating the wrong foods. And a culprit is starch. Example, if you eat a big bowl of greens or you eat any type of alkali foods, when you finish eating, you will feel full, but you won't feel bloated. But when you start to eat starch-based foods, because it's a man-made filler, like beans, like broccoli, cauliflower, when you eat these things now, you have to let out your belt because you're bloated. Here's a hint. Anything that you eat that actually blows you up or gives you discomfort, when you pass gas, it stinks so bad, that means the body's rejected it. It's not natural to the body. When you eat foods that are natural to the body, when you pass gas, it will have no smell. You will not have any bloating, discomfort, none of these things, no acid refluxes, no Crohn's disease, irritable bowel disease. But because of the way we eat, it becomes toxic. So let's get back on track. Let's learn how to eat properly. There is no excuse. A lot of us are going to continue to do what we do and wonder why we keep taking medications. Come back to eating cosmic organic food because your body is organic. I hope this video has been helpful. One love.